In this video, we're going to talk about the 7.5 realistic ways you can make $3,000 per month in 2023. I see $3,000 a month as sort of the golden threshold, as it's typically the minimum amount of money you need to afford an albeit humble life across most of the US and Europe. If you can make $3,000 per month entirely passively, you could effectively spell an early retirement if you're willing to live a frugal and simple life. So we're going to take these 7.5 examples and grade them based on 3 factors. 1, how easy is it to get started? 2, how quickly and easily can I hit that golden threshold of $3,000 per month? And of course, how easy is it to maintain that level of income? I do earn money using all of these methods, so I know they still work going into 2023. Hey, my name is Christian, but you can call me Lil. Obligatory, there is no such thing as truly passive income, no such thing as getting something for nothing. When I say passive income, I'm talking about income that is not directly tied to a number of hours you put into it. Something you build once and can continue to sell or otherwise generate income over time. If you were to create a digital asset like, I don't know, a PDF guide to the best lavender fields in France, and then you're able to sell it over and over and over again, you earn money from royalties as opposed to how long it took you to make it or your hours. You can continue to earn money while you sleep, while you travel to Thailand, while you make breakfast for your wife, or, you know, whatever you want to do. One thing to keep in mind is that in my experience, I have always made more money from passive income than any hourly wage job I've had, but it always takes a long time to get going. The only way to make money is to provide value, and the only way to make passive income is to provide value that is not directly tied to your time or the hours you put in. Create something that has value to many different people and figure out a way to distribute it to them. So let's explore the 7.5 different ways that you can provide value that's not directly tied to your time. Number 1. Sell your videos. If you have a video project and you need to fill a gap in your footage or illustrate a point, you might go to Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, Pond5, or Pexels and buy licenses to those footage. I use them all the time on this channel, and every time I download one, a creator gets paid. This is actually how I earn the bulk of my passive income. That's why it gets the #1 spot. I record videos of my kids, my wife, lunch, or just some random flag, attach a title, some keywords, and upload it to a whole bunch of sites where it can be sold over and over and over again. I make an average of around $20 every time someone uses one of my 4K clips, and somewhere around $3 every time someone uses an HD clip or 1080p, which can add up to pretty good money. Most of the clips like this one take me literally single-digit minutes to produce, and my best-selling ones have earned me over $1,000 and counting. So this one gets a 1-star rating in terms of difficulty of getting started. You don't really need anything special. I have individual clips straight out of my old iPhone 8 that have earned me in excess of $300 each. You can easily start with a smartphone or some old point-and-shoot camera you have laying around, and over time you invest, of course, in better equipment, produce more videos. I published a whole ass video about 6 months ago detailing my entire strategy for shooting, editing, and publishing massive amounts of stock footage. Because of that, I'm not going to dive too far into that whole strategy. You can just go watch that video. 4 stars for the difficulty of hitting $3,000. Yes, you can start out with a smartphone, but it will be a very long road if you plan on getting to this golden threshold with just your smartphone. You will need to strategize, and you will need to reinvest your money into better equipment. It took me about 2 years of consistently putting out content, and I have around 2,000 assets for sale in total, which most stock producers would consider a metric shit ton. Although it took a long time, my footage is by no means exceptional, so it really doesn't take any special skill to hit those numbers. The last factor in our grading index is the difficulty of maintaining this level of income. I give it 2 stars because you can pretty much set it and forget it if you want. However, doing that, you probably won't maintain the same level of income forever. Maybe a year or 2 before you need to invest more time and create new content. As more clips get added to different stock websites and new technology comes out like DALL-E 2 and AI generated images, your photos and your footage will probably decrease in value over time. Number 1B, you become a metadata writer on Blackbox. This doesn't get its own section because it's sort of part of stock video, and I think it would take probably too long to get to $3,000 per month all by itself. However, Blackbox is a collaborative platform where photographers and videographers will upload their stock media and trade a share of, say, 20 or 30% to a curator who just writes the metadata for the files, you know, the title, the description, keywords, and categories. This is a way you can make money from stock video without having a camera of your own. So for ease of getting started, it gets a 1 star. Some people do this better than others, but if you can speak English, you can probably figure this one out. Getting to that $3,000 per month mark in this half a strategy is going to be 5-star difficult. And not because it takes any special skills or even much time to do the work, but because there isn't a lot of volume on the platform. And I'm not aware of any other platforms that allow you to do this. There's only one new project every couple of days, and getting to that level of having, 20,000 plus assets that would be required for $3,000 per month will probably take years. Finally, assuming you did make it to the $3,000 per month with this method alone, maintenance would be exactly the same as stock video, so it also gets 2 stars. Method number 2 is create a YouTube channel. Now, how hard is it to start a YouTube channel? I'll go ahead and give it 1 out of 5 stars because it's super easy to get started. You just sign up for an account and start uploading straight from your phone or webcam. There are literally no special skills. However, making good videos, you know, the ones that help you grow an audience, can be very difficult. Let's just say you want to make $3,000 per month in passive income. In order to start making any money on YouTube, you have to get monetized, which requires 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. On average, it takes a new YouTuber about 90 videos to hit those thresholds. Now, if you're like most people, you might look at that and think it sounds impossible. Now, of course, just like with anything, you do have to put in the work, but there are ways of sort of like hacking the system. Let's just say you have an RPM of $5 or you earn $5 per 1,000 views. That means that you need around 600,000 views per month to hit that threshold of $3,000 in passive income. It sounds like a lot, but if you're working in the entrepreneur space, you might have an RPM closer to $20 or $30, which means you might only need 100,000 views per month. I'm gonna go ahead and give this 5 out of 5 stars. It's pretty hard to get to a point where you're making $3,000 per month, and you're often relying on producing new content all the time. So it's not all that passive. There is one way that I know of making this easier though. The YouTube algorithm, as it's colloquially known, is actually 3 different algorithms that function completely independent of each. First, you have the search algorithm, or the videos that show up when you search for a certain. Second, you have the suggested algorithm, which is the videos that are recommended by YouTube after other related. Third, you have your homepage recommendations, which is mostly made up of channels you're subscribed to or watch. YouTube channels like mine, the one you're watching right now, get the majority of the traffic from the suggested algorithm. This means that my thumbnail popped up next to a video you were already watching and you clicked on it because, you know, my face looks funny or whatever. This is probably the most competitive algorithm, but it's also the only one that can take a channel from 0 to 1 million views really quickly. It's also the hardest to crack and the least. I do have another YouTube channel called Learning Tale. It's meant to be a kids educational channel where we talk about customs, music, and etc. It happens to cover a lot of searchable terms, and as such, about 80% of its traffic comes from YouTube and Google. This video, for example, is the first YouTube result and the 4th Google result if you search for Peru for kids, like if you're trying to teach your kids about Peru. These videos also get a huge amount of traffic from embeds and Google Docs. I can only assume they're being used for educational material at schools or similar. The search algorithm provides a much more steady stream of traffic that isn't so reliant on creating new content all the time. I'm not going to downgrade its 5 out of 5 difficulty rating, but I do think that people should be aware that there are different methods of hitting thresholds, and this searchable channel is only 1 year old and is getting about 50,000 views per month. If you rely on the homepage or suggested algorithms, you have to continue putting out new content, so maintenance gets a 3-star difficulty rating. If you can score points in the search algorithm, maintenance becomes a lot easier, 1 star. I'll go ahead and average it out and give maintenance a 3-star in our side hustle grading index. There are, of course, other ways of monetizing your YouTube channel, like brand deals and products, but you know, I'm not gonna dive into that. It's not so passive. Number 3 is to sell a digital product. This one can take so many different forms, but here are just 2 different digital products that I personally sell. The first one is a Lightroom preset or video LUT that help photographers and videographers edit their media. You can apply them to different photos or videos to give them like a distinct style or feel. I sell these on my own website, Pick Your Photo, but these types of products are also really commonly sold on marketplaces like Etsy. This particular Etsy store, for example, has over 340,000 sales on a little over 100 products, probably netting the owner around $1 million. The powerful thing about digital products on Etsy is that Etsy has an algorithm, just like YouTube, just like stock websites, just like Google. So when your products pick up a bit of steam, they continue to get pushed. And one cool thing that they don't tell you in digital product school is that you can't like own a preset or a LUT. It's just a series of instructions for how to adjust Lightroom settings. And if you can download one from the internet, you can easily just tweak it a bit and resell it as your own. This second item that I actually sell on my own is a set of flashcards that teach about France. I sell these to parents and teachers around the world. They're meant for kids, and I have them for about 50 countries and a bunch of other topics like extreme sports, types of money, and other things that, you know, kids love. I sell these on my own website, learningtale.com. I sell them for $1 each, but I also have an unlimited plan where users can download as many as they want for $19 a month. It only takes 158 monthly subscribers to hit that $3,000 threshold, which might sound like a lot, but I'm able to market that membership when customers buy on Etsy and when I have a YouTube channel attached to the product, you know, 50,000 views per month. So having those 2 things tied together definitely helps drive revenue for both. In my assessment here, I'm gonna go ahead and give Getting Started 2 stars. Each design takes roughly 1 hour. Just Canva, which if you don't know is a super easy graphic design tool that pretty much anyone can use. You do still have to know what you're going to sell. But honestly, you can make a digital product of anything. Like imagine making a PDF ebook about where to find the best gelato in Naples and selling it on Amazon. Getting to that $3,000 per month mark gets 4 stars. It's unlikely you'll find a whole lot of success right away, as even when you're selling on a marketplace like Etsy, you need to build reputation, and that of course takes time. Maintaining can be easy or difficult depending on a whole bunch of factors. If you've built up a solid presence on Etsy and people are consistently being wowed by your stuff, this might get a 1-star difficulty rating. On the other hand, you're driving sales like I do with my presets and primarily getting them from Instagram and social media, you have to keep that up. So it's more like a 3-star difficulty rating in terms of maintenance. My flashcards and guides, like the French one, get consistent sales through a YouTube channel called Learning Tale, so that's sort of a 1-star maintenance, like leave it and forget it. Number 4 is print on demand. Print on demand is exactly what it sounds like. You create a design for some standard product like a mug or t-shirt, you put it for sale on your own website, on Etsy or whatever else, and as orders come in, they're automatically fulfilled by some fulfillment partner. All you have to do is find people who are willing to pay for your designs. And if you missed my video 3 weeks ago, I will link it in the description for you to watch after this one. It walks you through my biggest website sale or domain flip. After only owning it for 3 months, I sold shortdailydevotional.com for $22,480. What made it so valuable is that it had 90,000 print-on-demand products that were created entirely by AI and an automation script that I wrote. That automation script, by the way, is available as a digital download. Creating a single print-on-demand product is super easy. Draw a stick figure, put it on a cup, sell the cup for $999. Am I a millionaire yet? For all my print-on-demand work, I use Printify. It can be automatically connected to your WooCommerce, your Shopify, and even Etsy, and it can publish directly to those platforms, so your technical know-how doesn't have to be all that extensive. You can then drive traffic to your store however you know how. If you watch my other video, you'll see I did it primarily through AI blog writing and SEO, then capturing emails by offering my website visitors free stuff. People love free stuff. Going back to our side hustle grading index, this gets 1 star in terms of ease of getting started. It's like super easy to get started. You literally could draw a stick figure and put it on a cup and list it on Etsy, and you might actually be able to sell that. I'm probably gonna give this 3 stars for hitting that $3,000 per month golden threshold. I do think it's easier than doing it with a digital asset, even though much of the process is the same. Just the nature of it and the fact that it applies to more people. Only so many people who need a photo preset, but everyone uses mugs and t-shirts. And because of the higher dollar value of the items, there's also room for paid advertising. You've probably seen ads on Facebook for sweatshirts that say dumb things like "my new wife kicks ass," "let me touch your butt forever." This is a pretty clever passive income strategy where they target a very specific set of people, i.e. newlywed men, with a perfectly targeted product. And when they buy it, they're able to print it on demand. After ad spend and fees to print, margins can be low, but you can really crank up the volume on an ad campaign that's working. And this can absolutely be passive even when you're spending on marketing. I'm just not gonna give this one a maintenance score because it just depends on way too many factors. If you score it big with the Etsy algorithm, maintenance could be as little as nothing. If you're constantly having to adjust your ad spend, SEO, or social media presence, it could take up a lot of your time. Now, number 5 is to automate your business. This is my specialty and definitely my favorite part of my own job. I have 7 businesses that are fully or nearly fully automated, at least from my perspective. One of my favorites is WriteRen. It's a content writing service. Normally how this works, if you're a content writer, or even if you're a big company, if you have a team of content writers, somebody will come to your website, they'll ascertain your work, maybe they'll book in a phone call, obviously sucking a lot of time out of you. They maybe will, maybe won't book a package, but that package is gonna be 6 articles for X amount of money, and then you just go on your way. For WriteRen, pretty much everything is automatic. It's obviously some amount of work to set up at the beginning. I had to build some forms, design some websites, I had to automate a few actions between Zapier and Trello, but now it's pretty much fully automated. Basically what happens is one of my virtual assistants reaches out to a prospective customer and offers them an SEO optimized article for free. They sign up to the service, get their free article. Some single-digit percentage of them stick around as recurring customers or even monthly subscribers. But the sign up is automated. When they order the content, it sends it to Zapier, which sends it to Trello, which then gets picked up by one of our content writers, optimized, and another Trello/Zapier automation emails the customer when the article is ready. Pretty simple. and I rarely have any involvement in the process. Now, my web design company, Osmosis Labs, offers social media marketing in much the same way. Index, this gets a 4 out of 5 for getting started. Getting started is the hardest part because you have to envision how everything meshes, connects together, and you have to hire people who know what they're doing because there is always human involvement at some level. If you're struggling with this aspect of your own business or want to start your own automated business, check us out at littleassistants.com. We're an outsourced agency that can do pretty much anything that can be done from a laptop. Obviously way cheaper than hiring domestically. Now, going back to our grading index, reaching that $3,000 per month is a 3 out of 5. Once you have a marketing plan and process that really work, scaling is just so easy. However, you do have to continue delivering value to your clients. People don't just hand you money if you don't. From a maintenance perspective, this also gets a 3 out of 5 stars. Just like with anything, this can be super easy for a while, but there will always be things that need your attention. In the case of Write Rent, finding new content writers to help us scale has been a struggle. You obviously have to get them cheap enough that you're turning a profit, but they can't be so cheap that you aren't delivering that value to your customer. And there will always be challenges. In the case of my photography company, Pick Your Photo, which used a similar tactic, the pandemic pretty much put an end to our whole business model. That's just the nature of business though. You have to continue evolving. Number 6, create and sell audio tracks. If you've never noticed, I use audio tracks in my videos like throughout. I've used 3 or 4 so far in this one alone. They help set the tempo of the video, they help convey emotion, they help drive in a point that I'm trying to make. Every time I use one, a different creator gets paid in much the same way stock video creators make money when I use their video clips. Even though the business model is similar to stock videos, audio tracks are harder to produce in my opinion. So I'm gonna give them 2 stars in our grading index for getting started. While stock music/audio tracks are harder to produce without any experience, you can also record sound effects. If you have a good mic, start recording honking car noises, exaggerated accents, the sound of child's laughter, rooster crowing, or even just like the sound of typing can actually be an audio track. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5 difficulty in our grading index for reaching our golden threshold. In my opinion, there aren't as many things to record audio-wise, and creating a music track is a bigger commitment than creating a single video track, for example. If you manage to make that level of income, that $3,000 per month, it is probably gonna be pretty easy to maintain. So I'm gonna give that a 2 out of 5, maintaining that income. Number 7, create an affiliate site. Now, affiliates are marketers who get paid for sales that originate from their websites. An example of an affiliate site is my travel website, theroguetraveler.com. It has about 200 blog posts, and each one of them links 2 or 3 different products or services that you can buy or subscribe to. The blog articles drive traffic to my partners' websites, and I get paid every time someone from my website either buys something or enters their information. We advertise travel accessories, flights, sometimes hotels, memberships, and pretty much anything travel related that's gonna make us money. Now, this gets a 2 out of 5 in our grading index for getting started. If you're building an affiliate site, you do have to start with a website, which I'd say is at least one step more complex than building a YouTube channel, for example. Now, this gets a 5 out of 5 in our index for getting to our golden threshold. Now, this is going to vary widely depending on who your partners are, what kind of cut they give you, what niche you're in. However, just to give you a sample of numbers that like maybe you could expect. Let's just say that you have like a 2% click-through rate, and for every click you are earning about 10 cents. This varies widely based on your niche, what your partners are selling, what kind of commission they're giving you, but those would be normal enough numbers. It means that you're earning about $1, 500 page views. So to get to our golden threshold of $3,000 per month, you need to earn about $100 a day. And that equals 50,000 page views. 50,000 page views per day could earn you that threshold. That's not easy. I'm gonna give this like a 6 or a 7 out of 5 on the difficulty rating. That's not to say that you can't make that much money with an affiliate site. You absolutely can. But there are also more ways of earning money with an affiliate site. If your only income was affiliates, it's gonna be really hard. But I mean, you can sell PDFs, you can sell any number of things, you can have paid advertising on your website too. It doesn't have to be your only income stream from that single affiliate website. In terms of maintaining the website, if we're assuming that you like owned the Google algorithm, then I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 5 in difficulty. It'll be super easy to maintain a website that is already getting great traffic. If people keep coming, they'll keep buying. I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5 in terms of maintenance, because there probably is some stuff that you will have to do, or at least adjust to. Watch this video next because it's gonna teach you my entire strategy for buying and selling websites.